What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
You know what time it is? It's about to be that time. It's about to be that time. 1089. This means something to me, man. All right. Let's get into some peak. I've been loving everything outside of Egghead, but based on the way that the last chapter ended, we can only go back to Egghead. That's my opinion. That's how I feel with all of this. So, Sword Egg said, "Popping a bottle for this one." What are we doing today? Dawn Knight spitting as usual. Randy is never ever late, y'all. Remember, it's about to be that time. Why do you think I have that? Why is that the motto? When it is that time, it's that time. When it's not that time, it's about to be that time. Oh man. All right. We're here. Okay. I'm ready for some pirate activity. So I pulled out the Kaizoku shirt, you know. Let's find out what we're doing today. Getting the chapter up. We're over at viz.com. $1,089. Ooh, yes. We got Nami and a cow. Hostage situation. Okay, so we're going to get some clarification on what they meant by Luffy barricading himself into Egghead. Hostage situation. Alright. The stars are so pretty tonight, just like you, Nami. Shall we stargaze together? Sanji. Thanks. Saw them already. Nami. Savage. Wow. What's up, everybody in the chat? Let's get the likes up. Let's get these likes up, guys. I don't know if people know we're streaming yet. Let's see. Reader requests a cow giving Nami a cup of hot milk. She draws sea charts at night. You know what I like about this too? Is that the reader request reminded Oda that we like to see these things. We like to see Nami being a cartographer, doing her job, doing her dream. Yeah. I also just noticed Sanji, like, in the back, being a creep looking in. Is that Sanji? Yeah, I think that's Sanji. Why's he got that face on, though? I don't know how I feel about that. All right. First page. Barry said, Oda always feeding me personally. Whoa! Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oda was like, you want to go to Egghead? Here's Fuchsia Village. Here's the boy, Whoop Slap! We got Big Slap in the building. Oh, man. All right, we slapping today. Oda's slapping off. Windmill Village, East Blue. Really? Garp? Vanished? At Pirate Island? Okay, the news is out. Is that true? It doesn't say he's dead, right? He's a man of many legends. Don't worry about him. Oh yeah, he should get the Roshi voice, right? He's a man of many legends. Don't worry about him. Exactly, Mr. Mayor. What's so funny? Wah. Oh, it's just you. All right, we got Shanks' kid over here. Luffy's in the paper. You can't help but be worried about Garp, though. The little ones learned to recognize Luffy recently. You love Big Brother Luffy, don't you? Some people are probably taking that literally. Makino was Luffy's mom the whole time! Oh my god! Oh, we got Dadan. Garp, Luffy, what do you think you're doing? Alright, we making our ways around the world. We're in Logue Town. It's an earthquake. What's going on? Shanks baby number 56. Man's got kids in every blue. South Blue, there's a tsunami on the way. Get to high ground. What is going on? What? Okay, we got Kano Kingdom. Right? That's Kano, right? Dansai, Danchinjiao. West Blue. The earthquake on this day had no parallel in recorded history. North Blue. Is this supposed to be Tequila Wolf? Or is it, I mean, is this an island that we know? I know this is Kano, but I don't know about the North Blue one. It's a big one. It caused destruction on a vast worldwide scale. Or are these the repercussions of using the Mother Flame? The Mother Frame? Like, blowing up these islands is destabilizing the world? Tell me that's what this is. Tell me we're messing up the world that much. Tell me this is part of the Void Century. That they used this so much that it destroyed the world. What if everything was, at one point, truly a Pangea, right? Like just one big landmass, and because of using the ancient weapons, that's how it broke off into islands or something? I don't know. I mean, I'm only on page 2. Oh, muted. Sorry. We got Laboon. We got Big Berg. Big Berg. Hina. Looks like she's at Marine HQ. Young Momo. We got Lulu and Tileston also over there. The epicenter was impossible to pinpoint, making it a most anomalous seismic event. Perhaps it was unrelated. We got some people in Impel Down. What's going on? But the quake happened. Climb the hill now. We got some an unnamed island here, but it looks like there's a mink on whatever island that is in between the Impel Down and the Celestial Dragons. Just 6 days after the vanishing of the Kingdom of Lulusia. I'm here at the remains of Lulusia Kingdom. We got Emu. There's no trace of land anymore. Just an enormous hole in the sea that waterfalls are pouring into. Any further approach is impossible. There is no sign of the hole filling up. Getting Ennie's Lobby vibes. The earthquake caused the worldwide sea level to raise by about 1 meter. Oh, don't tell the citizens of Water 7 that. They're already dealing with the Laguna. Ooh. Woo. Woo. Alright. I might have to hit it one time just for seeing my guy Big Berg. Alright, back to Kamabaka. It triggered the loss of several beaches. What in the world is going on here? The beach has never been flooded like this before. This tide will ebb eventually, right? Around the world. It was supposed to run on that beach. As well as several islands. The flooding's so bad we have nowhere to live. A shark swam right into my house? We have reports of flooding coming in from all over the world. It's not supposed to be high tide yet. Maybe today's catch will be huge. Don't you dare sail out in this. We're back to Windmill Village. It is... This is escalation. This is escalation. I love this. Luffy's got some things to fix. Although, I mean, I don't know how you're going to do it, but you got to prevent this from happening, getting even worse here. Soshite. Meanwhile, on Future Island Egghead, in the New World. A naval summons brought a nation-sized fleet that far outclassed even a buster call. Water levels are rising around the world. That's right. What could it mean? The island was completely surrounded by a group of 100 ships, including 20 massive battleships. The mecha is attacking. Alright, so the ships are encountering the sea beasts. So the sea beasts are actually going to kind of clear out some of these numbers here. Let's get these likes up, people. Let's get these likes up. It's about to get spicy! Their crews totaled 30,000 sailors. Oh, I see a light beam. Like the stream for the light beam from Kizaru. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Hey, I told you not to attack the sea beast weapons, but it attacked us first. Leading this unprecedented military force was a group of 9 vice admirals. We got Dahl. We got Doberman. who I said needed to be here because he was part of Annie's lobby, right? We got some other guys that we got to name. This guy looks like Frankie's dad over here next to next to Doberman. Or Frankie's dad was a pirate, so this is Frankie's uncle. We got this other vice admiral who really just looks like Babanuki. He's Babanuki's brother. Call him Babaduki. Maybe. Might be able to come up with something better. He's Babaduki for right now. Or Kabanuki. We got the guy named Skunkman. Yup. Gilly Chin. Now I'm remembering some of these names. What did I name this other guy? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember my names. And then I forgot one here. Oh, Frake. That's right. The fake Drake. That's what it is. Yeah, Frake. Then we got... if we didn't have a vice admiral named Doll, I'd call this old, creepy woman Doll. Because she looks like a doll. Call her Mannequin. How about that? She's giving me a little bit of a mannequin vibe, right? But we'll just spice it up a little bit, all right? Mannequin. And then we got what vibes am I getting from this other guy? You know who he kind of reminds me of? He reminds me of the Zorro zombie from Thriller Bark. What was on that shirt? I remember it was something stupid. Let's see. Looking this up. Your Song. That's right. Your Song. Yeah, he really does look like the zombie from Thriller Bark. I'll come back to that. He doesn't have a name yet, unless Oda gives him one. But it's going to be something related to the T-shirt and Thriller Bark on that guy. Because he's also giving me some sort of music vibes. I know I'm spending a... He's an orc. Yeah, he's kind of... I was getting some, Ors vibes there, but we'll have to see if he's actually a giant. Well, let's see here. This is only 8. Or no, it is 9. Let a group of 9 vice admirals. You know what bothers me, though? Is how many, vice admirals to begin with are in the series, right? And Oda still decided, nah, I'm gonna give you 8 new ones and 1 that you know. Next page. Admiral Kizaru. Well, you're putting us in a rather sticky situation here, Sentomoro. Could you just surrender and come back over here? The next time you try that, old man, we're attacking. Ooh. How scary. Punk developed the Pacifista's lasers after studying your powers. Wow, cool. Alright, here's Sentomaro as a kid. Never thought you'd come to eliminate him one day. Studying the Void Century is a crime even I can't defend, Sentomaro. I'm just another cog in the machine. They're both eating at the same time. Next page. This isn't a battle we want to have either. The more we destroy, the more we lose. Seems like Rob Lucci and his cohorts failed to complete their mission. Yeah, because of the Straw Hats. On a battleship. Don't let them figure out that I'm here. Yes, sir. Straw Hat crew barricades itself in with Vegapunk as prisoner, huh? I like this article. That's Morgan's work, sir. And what is the truth? We have not received the mission complete report yet from CP0. Given that Centauro is still defending the island. Reminder that we have J. Garcia Saturn here, also eating. Everybody's eating. We're eating. We can be certain that the Labophase is currently hosting Dr. Vegapunk, Stella, and his 6 satellites. I did say after all of the stuff that we were doing, when we got back to Egghead, it was going to be about geography. So this is, Oda is using the Marines downloading information to Saturn to remind the readers who is in this arc and where they are. The 4 Seraphim protecting them, and the 10 members of the Emperor Straw Hat's crew, whom we all believe to be allied with him, as well as the agents in the lead force, Rob Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy from CP0. The rank-and-file Cypherpole agents appear to have been locked up in the Fabrio phase by Centauro and his Pacifista MK3 units. So, as far as I'm concerned, waste of a page for us, but, necessary for some people. Cosmo said Doberman reporting to Saturn is cool. I do like that. I like that we, we at least have Doberman here. Big Dobbs. Next page. Frontier Dome's barrier status is at 100%. So we talked about this, that it was probably, we saw the number going up and up and up and up. It's a defense system. Meaning that nothing can get in, nothing can get out. It's been an entire day and we still don't know what's going on in there. They've been in there for an entire day? Where are the research staff and technicians who work on Egghead? They all evacuated the island yesterday. They got away! They got away! Are we having a little bit of a time jump? Are we going to have to, actually get the geography of where everybody is? Oh, this is crazy. Alright. We've got the coordinates of their ships. And what if they know too much? Sink them. O'Hara all over again. Ugh. J. Garcia Saturn, you scoundrel! One more thing, Saint Saturn. The pirate Jewelry Bonnie the Glutton has been sighted on the island. Kuma's daughter. She has no more benefit to us. Leave her there. She's just a girl. Understood. No more benefit to us? What was her benefit to begin with? It sent a shiver down Akainu's spine. Sakazuki's spine. That she got away at the end of the pre-time zip. And now, 2 years later, she's just a girl. According to St. J. Garcia Saturn, there is no doubt that Bonnie is just a girl. Kizar, we're picking up a signal coming from Egghead. They seem to be placing a call somewhere. Blue, 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 blue. Blue, 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 blue. Sacred Marijoa. It's Marijoa. Admiral, that thing on your wrist is a black transponder snail. You can tap the call. Kizaru. Still boomering. Didn't know how to use a phone 2 years ago. Still doesn't. What's this thing do? What's it? The Hall of Power. Hello. This is York. It's you. Hey, this is really messed up. Why are you killing me too? When you only know about the Stella's betrayal because I told you. You too are also Vegapunk, York. If I had any interest in the Void Century, I wouldn't have told you about this. How dare you? She has a point. It's good that you survived. Did CP0 reach the island? What are the Straw Hats doing now? The fact that I'm the only one to contact you after last night should tell you everything. The Seraphim are here. Why is this fleet surrounding the island? Are you going to war with me? York, we have changed our minds. Are you able to create the Mother Flame too? Or, whoa, we backtracking on Viz? This says Flame. It went from frame to flame. Official now says Mother Flame. Oh, now you play along. Yes, I'm not surprised you want it. I'm glad I sent it to you. Ooh, lore. Lore. York gave them the Mother Flame. Alright, yes, it is desired. Desired by who? Anyway, the power plant that creates it is on this island. So promise me you won't hurt me or the lab. Understood. And make me a celestial dragon. It will be done? Dizza said now if only they'd backtrack on Zolo. Yeah, I wish. Then you've got a deal. And the first thing I want you to do is... come save me before Straw Hat Luffy kills me? Come and clobber them all for me. Now I see how it all fits together. I don't, but I'm guessing we'll use her as a shield to escape. It's like a damn hostage situation. What does this mean? So that's what was going on. We time jumped to the end of Egghead, basically? Everybody's depetrified. Lucci's in the background chilling. Looking like he's a crew member. EH. What does that mean on the snail? Sanji's still in that awful fit. Frankie's okay. Usopp's okay. See, but I gotta be honest, guys. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I don't, because if Oda decides to like jump back, like give us one or multiple chapters of like what led up to this moment, the tension is completely undercut now because we've seen these characters like get out of this completely sticky situation.
Savage.
Like, it's cool from the perspective of, hey, here's our Straw Hats, competent, winning. You know, I mean, that's great. The real threat is outside anyway. Kizaru, Saturn, the rest of them, but, you know, this, like, horror movie, sci-fi, like, Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, thing where the Marines enter the island and everybody's got to escape. Like, that was the thing I was looking forward to. And I mean, we still could get that. But this implies that they either beat or got an authority chip for the Seraphim. Oda skipped over so much. Before we went on this, like, entire thing, right? To get to all of the other, before we went everywhere else in the world, we left the Straw Hats in peril. Frankie was half stoned. Usopp was entirely stoned. S-Hawk was about to
Savage.
like find and go after Atlas and Robin and Chopper and all of that.
Savage.
Jinbei was with Stussy. Nami was kind of in bad shape. Sanji was getting the upper hand on S-Shark. Vegapunk was captured. Bonnie was having a mental breakdown in the paw room. And Luffy and Lucci were having a tough time with S-Bear. And Brook was going into his soul form to figure something out. And Oda was just like, yeah, instead of showing you everything that happened after that, boom, let's get to Kizaru. I don't know. Feels like Oda's knows he's got 10 chapters to 1100, wants to do something at 1100. And if he did all of that, it would be 20 chapters to what he wants to get to by 1100. We'll have to see what 1090 holds. I love everything at the beginning of the chapter. I loved, circumventing the world, seeing what happened because of the Mother Flame. Introduction of the Vice Admirals.
You loyal.
We got some Doberman gas. And then the last panel just throws me for a loop. All right. Let's get into the chat here. EH is Egghead. Yeah, duh. All right. David Kopp, what if Lucci comes with us to Elbaf and we explore the story of how children were sold as slaves to the world government to make them cypherpole agents? I love that. That's great. That's a great way to tie that together. And I mean, let's also explore the fact that, like, the organization is a slave trading organization to begin with, which is why Dripper said, I envy your freedom, your agency to Drake. And it was why he felt like he couldn't disobey that one order also. Who else tapped the call? Devon, Morgan's dragon? I mean, Lafitte and Devon for sure. Which also, like, what is going on with Lafitte and Devon? Because when their ship was entering, it was when the other ship was leaving. So that means that they've been in the area or inside of Egghead this entire time. Unless what they needed was on the escape ship. Gotta go back to that chapter and see if the dome was at 100% at that time. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Lydia Raven said, my theory after this chapter is that the knock-up stream is caused by water falling through the world from these holes made by Uranus. That's interesting, tying the knock-up streams. I would love if there was something that did tie the knock-up stream as like a cause for using this in the first place. Which could imply that one of the first islands that was destroyed in the Void Century was like in and around Jaya also. Trex Jones 005 said, don't think everything is what it seems. Robin isn't there and Blackbeard pulled up over a day ago. So I do not feel like everybody would be this cheerful if something happened to Robin. I'm not concerned about that. Because Robin was with Chopper and Chopper is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, Robin is the only one missing. But everybody's got a smile on their face. I think they'd be all upset if something happened to Robin. I expect a few flashbacks in the next chapter, possibly. Yeah. Chad Ocho, member for 25 months, said, fire chapters, but too much tell, not enough show, Oda. That's the issue here, guys. That's the issue. Sword Egg said, I'm hoping Robin found some important information during this scene. Maybe Stussy is revealing some info to her. By that way, happy Sunday. Yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. Oh. Let's see. Someone said it sounds like there's static. Is that true? Does everybody feel like there's static happening? I got a new computer, so if there's something that I have to adjust, then, you know, let me know. Robin could have went willingly. I don't know. There could be a poneglyph and egghead. Yeah, or she could be down studying the robot as an archaeologist. There's plenty of stuff on this island for her to kind of research. Yeah, Barry said, I think the satellites could have taken Robin to see the giant armor that Luffy saw. A little static. I'm wondering if it's... I wonder if the fan on this computer is too loud.
You loyal.
Move the mic further away from the laptop. Does this fix the issue? Brandon King, member for 20 months, said 20 months was Aqualagana because of the Enies Lobby hole, displaced water. That's a great point, because I did bring up that it reminded me of Enies Lobby in the first place. And the Aqualagana and the proximity of Enies Lobby to Water 7 is close. So it getting the reaction of that, oh man. Because then it becomes a question of how long has the Aqualagana been happening? Like, was God Valley Enies Lobby? Or was Enies Lobby built on top of the original ancient kingdom? And Uranus was used to obliterate it. And then they built Enies Lobby on top of it. Aqualagana is an annual thing, yep. Chin said Randy did not ascend this chapter. I did when I saw Iceberg, Big Berg, you know, and some of the other cameos. What part did you ascend at, Chin? Which part did you expect me to ascend at? I like the Vice Admirals. Let's see. Lilith, Stussy, Kaku missing too. Yeah, I mean there's a bunch of people missing, so I don't worry about it. Robin, you know, goes off and does her own thing, and it's better that not everybody is in the same room, because then we can cut somewhere and see something else happening. David Cott said, I don't want a redemption arc for an assassin psychopath like Lucci, though. That's what I was saying from the beginning, but it looks like that's what we're getting. I was like, there, you know, two people that I didn't really want to see redeemed in the story is Lucci and Sakazuki. And as long as it never happens to Sakazuki, I'll take Lucci. Those 100 Mark III Kumas are still on our side. Yeah. We need the flashback, yes. ZMP said, I don't mind getting a brief explanation about what we missed while we were away from Egghead. Once it was shown that Saturn and Kizaru were coming, that was always going to supersede York's plans. I just wanted to see a situation where it was all happening in tandem. So, you know, while we're dealing with Kizaru, the Vice Admirals, and all of that, like, York could still be moving around in the background. I still like the idea of York ending up with the Blackbeard Pirates. There may still be an opportunity for that. Were the Seraphim defeated or ordered to stop? I'm thinking it's going to be a situation where they were ordered to stop. I can't see it. Aramaki redeemable? No. Aramaki, Borsellino, Sakazuki all need to be bad. They gotta stay bad. Do I think Shaka and Pythagoras are dead, physically speaking? I hope so. I mean, like, I love my boy Shaka. I don't care about the Aggie, but... you know, Shaka R.I.P. What do I think of the double-page spread at the end? Look, it's cute, but I'm not sold on it. Like, I don't. From a story perspective, I don't like it. From a, hey, look at our Straw Hats, like, doing it. Like, yeah, I like it from that perspective. But it feels like a cop-out. And this is something that I think could get fixed by thinking of it in a volume perspective. Like, Oda is definitely going to jump back and tell us a little bit more about what happened in, you know, the next chapter or two. Or he'll drip feed it over the next 10. But still, the tension is completely undercut. Because where he left us was cool. And then just, you know, it was like, oh man, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to Frankie? What's going to happen to Usopp? Is Zoro going to get to S Hawk in time? You know, how's this fight with S Shark going to go down? And then Oda was just like, don't worry about all that. I got Kizaru over here. And I get it, and at the same time, I'm just like, There's no payoff for the setup. Yeah, I don't like how he skipped a bunch. Nine vice federals versus 9 Straw Hat Commanders. Who's Luffy fighting? Kizaru and Saturn? I still... I don't know, I still want Zoro to fight Kizaru. Zoro versus Kizaru. Luffy versus Saturn. Maybe Sanji and Doberman at this point. Nami, or I actually would prefer Robin and Doll over Nami and Doll. Robin versus Doll. Frankie's got to fight his uncle. Jinbei versus Kabanuki Babaduki. Maybe Nami versus Mannequin. The zombie orc looking dude versus Brook if he's not a giant. Maybe Chopper and Skunkman. Oh no, you know what? Actually, I take it back. Usopp versus Mannequin. Usopp's got to fight the old lady. Cuz she's probably like really short too, so that's got to be it. Usopp versus the old lady. Maybe Nami versus Gilly Chin. Who's fighting Frake though? Because Frake looks like a Sanji opponent, but maybe that's Brook. Brook versus Frake. I feel like I'm missing somebody. It's going to be fun to see. Although, the thing is, though, guys, that I don't see this ever being a situation where we're going to get one-on-ones. Like, we're not going to get chapters dedicated to one-on-ones in Egghead. It's going to be like Marineford. If it's done properly, it'll be like Marineford, where it's like a bunch of just, like, little semi-clashes. Nobody's having a fight that's going longer than like 2 pages, I think, other than, you know, the monster trio. A few team-ups would be good. Yeah, small skirmishes, exactly. Brandon said, do you think the fact that Bonnie is on the last page with the Straw Hats is foreshadowing for her being the next or the last one? I mean, look, that would be wild. I wouldn't be against it. It's a character that was established pre-time skip. She's cool. She's got a unique power. But I almost think she's too much like Luffy. Like, look at this last panel. They're both just, like, gluttons. They're basically just, they're peas in a pod. I don't think it offers anything really different and new. I I was gonna say she's also the captain of her own ship, so why would she join? But I mean, Jinbei was one too, and so was Brooke actually. So that shouldn't be actually a thing against it. But it would actually do something that's never been done for the crew, right? We had a warlord join, but we didn't have any of the supernova join. So having another member of the worst generation like pull up to the crew is kind of an interesting dynamic that's never been explored. See you, DK. There's also Bonnie who has to prove that she's not just a little girl. Yeah. Bonnie should have a fight too, an honorary Straw Hat. I don't think that this is the end of the Marines that we're going to see in this battle also. I still think Smoker has to play a role in this. And we're really close to 1,000 chapters from Smoker's introduction. So let's see here. Wow. Smoker really not get introduced until chapter 99? Who the hell is he? Yeah, alright. Well, 1099. Smoker. You heard it here first. 9 chapters will have Smoker. Or in 9 chapters, Smoker, after already entering the arc, will do something massive. And then 1100, something with Dragon. 1103, Vivi. Appreciate all those the emojis in the chat. They're just flying up. Catching up. Adamus said there's only one final Straw Hat. VV emojis. Spit. Create the largest smoke screen ever to let the Straw Hats escape. You know, I've said that. That could be it. Barry's already had the milk cartons with Smoker's face on them, printing for months. Brandon said, I'm really hoping that Smoker does show up when we least expect it. When we're wondering if a character will show up and they don't, Oda usually waits until we forget about them to show him. Yeah, but he's also a number fiend, so eventually I'll do the math piece video soon. It's gonna be one of the next ones I do. And we'll determine what's going to happen based on where we've been. Chin thinks that the Kizaru Sentomaru Vegapunk backstory is next. I don't think so. I think we got it in the SBS, and then Oda was just kind of teasing it a little bit here. I don't think we need anything else than that. I don't know if we'll actually get much more Sentomaru and Kizaru than we've already got. I think this is Oda playing with that. He had Kizaru and Sentomaru have a conversation. And, you know, maybe they'll meet face to face, but we also kind of don't need it because this is them acknowledging that they're on opposite sides of this situation. Pete Gamer said this is the setup chapter. Yeah, and we knew it would be. I said whenever we got back to Egghead, it would be resetting the geography of where everybody is. The only thing I didn't expect was Oda to, you know, do this thing where he jumps past all the tension. Oda skipped ahead on Egghead. Yep. Let's see. I want to go back a couple chapters. I want to check the last chapter that we were in Egghead. Just to confirm how I'm feeling a little bit here. So I think that was... was it 1079? Yeah, it was 1079. All right. So in 1079, before we went to the Shanks and Kid of it all, they were evacuating everybody to safety, which we were told today was almost a day ago. Right? That's what they said? Gotta confirm that. They evacuated the island yesterday. Oda skipped over an entire day of stuff. Blackbeard's raft was showing up at the same time that everybody was escaping. And it was at 100%. So unless someone is working for Blackbeard on the inside, Caribou, I don't know how they would have gotten in, but it's Blackbeard's crew, so there has to be some sort of way to do it. Maybe that's what they needed Moria for, because Moria can set shadows and then flip places with his shadow, so the shadow would have been able to like crawl under or inside of everything, and then he just doppelmans with it, shuts it down for a second, lets the Blackbeard crew in. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of clean. The last thing we saw in Egghead was York's flashback about the plan. And then it says, all right, let the hunt begin. And we see S. Snake flying, right? And we think that it's going to be, you know, this menacing thing. All of those ships are on their way. We got Blackbeard arriving. People are trying to evacuate. And then Oda jumps a day ahead and is like, don't worry, everybody's okay. Brandon said, Randy, do you think the government decides to mass destroy islands with the Mother Flame? It creates a worldwide flood necessitating the Noah. We did see the Book of Genesis recently. Look, I've been saying since Noah that we were going to get a worldwide flood, and I've also been saying that the Great Cleansing from the Void Century was a flood that necessitated the Noah back then. So if we, just run that back, and we already know that the Sea Kings understand the importance of the Noah, so like they know that it's going to happen again. They're going to need that ship, so it's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right, I'm going to look at 1078. Yeah. Destroyed Pythagoras. We got Frankie, Usopp, and Lilith all stoned. Atlas, Chopper, and Robin on their way. Sanji versus S. Shark. Nami trying to keep Edison alive. Zoro chasing after S. Hawk with Kaku. Bonnie's breakdown. Yeah, this is exactly what I said earlier. And then we see the Marines on their way. Shaka was killed. York reveal. I don't know, guys. When I go and I look back at where we were with all of this, and then I look at what Oda decided to do, it just kind of upsets me. But I need 10 I need 1090. I think one thing that I really would have liked in this particular chapter is if we didn't get the double page spread at the end. And we didn't finish York's call. If it had just ended with her saying, and make me a celestial dragon, and then we jump back, a day, catch up a little bit, and then we come back to this moment in a couple of chapters and see that they had won all along, then it would have hit harder. Oh, that's right, there's a break next week. Our Theory for Theory guest is going to be Mr. Morge. I've already set that up. I set that up like a week ago. So next Sunday is Mr. Morge. be diligent because the chapter might leak early. I mean, I don't know if the chapter is going to leak early. Even on a jump break, you know, there might be spoilers and stuff out or whatever, but I think the chapter will come out at the same time it's been coming out. Some people are thinking that there's a jump in time between the Celestial Dragon comment and when she asks for help. What do you mean? When you look at the page beforehand and we see York for the first time, you can tell that she's been roughed up. She's got scuff marks on her face. Like, the Straw Hats and the Satellites put her in her place. And then they forced her to make this call. So... oh, man. I guess the interesting thing here, though, is that the Gorosei really did deem... It's interesting if the Gorosei actually holds true to their words here, right? And they decide that York is important and that they are going to make her a Celestial Dragon, right? Say they want to honor their word because she can provide the Mother Flame. Then it's a situation where it's like, okay, don't destroy the island. Don't use the Mother Flame on the island. Protect York. Get her off of that island. Or get them off of the island. Whatever. Anyway, she cannot die. We need the resources on that island. We need the power source so that we can use the Mother Flame. They probably need, you know, the McDonald's machines because Marijo has no food right now. And I think it would be really great if Luffy starts Luffying. And just like he did in Fishman Island with the Noah, he starts breaking everything. It's like, oh, you guys want this? Cool. And then Vegapunk has to kind of have this moment of realization where all of his creations are, you know, being broken, but it is the necessary thing that needs to happen. Violence is always the answer in One Piece. Let's see. We're gonna do a reread. We're gonna get deeper into it. But first, some chair piece. I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have: patience. Sometimes patience is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
Okay, we're back. So the paper has already let everybody know about Garp. Oda's very clear in his terminology that he vanished. It doesn't say that he's dead. Why? Because Garp still has more story to tell. Oda speaking through Whoopslap. He's a man of legends. Don't worry about him. The effects of Lucia. Wide-reaching. I like how so many people are concerned about this, but actually when you go back and look at it, Iceberg is just like, damn, this is just another day for me. Like, I deal with this every year. Hina's also not amused. But that's also always Hina. I like that we see where Hina is, because it would have been cool to have her be a part of Egghead, but, hey. The other interesting thing here is, why show Momonosuke? Why show Wano? They're elevated. What would Lelouchia's destruction have to do with Wano? They wouldn't even feel it or see it. Well, I guess they're feeling the earthquake. I guess that... you know what? That is cool, because it's showing the scale that even Wano, as elevated as it is feeling the earthquake. So I get it. That's cool. People are losing their minds underwater and Impel Down. They're losing their minds above the red line at Marijoa. I like when you look at Emu, they're just shaking, like reveling in the destruction that they did, but also just like, ooh, earthquake. Adam has said iceberg. Oh no. Anyway, so this other ship that we've got to continue building is over at Dock 43. Oh yeah, tell the townspeople, Aqualagana preparations, all of that ratcheted up to level 2. And so the mast, I think it needs to go over here. Let's position that. And did Lulu finish the stern over here? Towson, you this ship needs a bathroom. Like, get on this, man. Like, what's... Somebody's drowning? Come on, we deal with this every year. In the laboon shot, you can see the tiniest little lighthouse. Imagine being the guy with the shark in his house. Oh, this is actually kind of crazy. So, after the Kamabaka one, it looks like one island, like the shark swam into my house thing, like that island had to get on boats. Like they had to evacuate completely. Like, this is Titanic right here. Their island never existed now. And I really love the shot of Fuchsia Village getting slammed by the waves. Like, that's great. Kizaru stuff. Sent tomorrow. This isn't a battle we want to have either. The more we destroy, the more we lose. So this is a preservation mission. They don't want to destroy Egghead. They just want to kill Vegapunk and rescue York. Maybe. Okay. Nothing can get in, nothing can get out. So what is going to disrupt the dome to get the story moving? I feel like that's got to happen. If the next chapter isn't all about what happened before and a bunch of flashbacks, it's got to be what's going to destroy the dome so that we can actually get into the story of everything, because them just barricading themselves inside is not, it's not peak TV. We need drama and tension. Okay. You only know about the Stella's betrayal because I told you. I don't have any interest in the Void Century. The fact that I'm the only one to contact you after last night to tell you everything. The Seraphim are here. Jupiter is like going full negotiator. Like, I just need to. This is like a negotiation. This is like an actual hostage negotiation here. York, we've changed our minds. Are you able to create the Mother Flame too? Come on, come on outside. Let's talk about this, right? We don't need to stay in there. Come on. Oh, now you'll play along. Yes, I'm not surprised you want it. I'm glad I sent it to you. Yes, it's desired. By who? Anyway, the power plant that creates it is on this island. So promise me you won't hurt me or the lab. Understood. Make me a celestial dragon. It will be done. Yeah, they're not going to honor York. After rereading it again, they'll use her to get what they need, if they even get to that point. But then they'll eliminate her. First thing I want you to do is save me before Straw Luffy kills me. What does this mean? So, they all told her not to, let them know that they're still alive and well, and then she blows it at the end. See how it all fits together. This is also the first time that the Straw Hats are, this is the first time that the Straw Hats are interacting with the Gorosei. And since York has blown their cover, right? I want Luffy to Luffy and grab that snail and start yelling at the Gorosei. Like he did Big Mom and, anytime he picks up a phone. That's how this chapter should have ended. Like, if they wanted to do this, then it should have been one more page where Luffy just grabs the snail from Usopp and he declares war against the Gorosei or something. Emil said I would have loved that in an extra page. Yeah. Luffy, I want all that smoke. Come catch these Gear 5 hands. Exactly. Volkazard, next chapter, I need to see Dragon also intercepting this call. Sabo then goes to Egghead to save his broski, pass his will and knowledge of Emu. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Revolutionary Army needs to get involved in this. Like, in the next 10 to 20 chapters, I think we'll get that scene of Luffy, Vivi, and Sabo meeting. If Oda does everything 1,000 chapters after the introductions of things, we'll have something related to Dragon 1,000 chapters after chapter 100, and we'll have Vivi 1,000 chapters after her introduction in 103. Chin said Water 7 already has a defense mechanism system against Aqua Laguna anyway. Yeah, and I think I remember something about either it was in like a cover page, Decks of the World, or something else where they were improving and making advancements to it as well. What's up, Reese? Has Randy cooked with Danny's Lobby and Lelucia Parallels? I did during the read. Like, I immediately was like, okay, this is Annie's Lobby. Mushy Mushy, this is Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm going to be King of the Pirates. Yeah, I needed that. Blackbeard would be listening to, of course. That's it, yeah. Iceberg was going to make Water 7 a ship so it could float on top of the water. Exactly, yeah. I remember that. Emil said, what if the Mother Flame is a dimensional weapon with everything that falls in the hole getting teleported elsewhere? That's just Oda's cop-out of not wanting to kill people. See, don't worry, I didn't actually kill them at all. I just moved them. I mean, that could happen. Sword Egg said, just finished watching the Gear 5, guys. Yeah, shout out to everybody that was in stream last night when we watched it. King Raid. Randy, how do you feel about the world government having Uranus? Wouldn't it be weird that Joy Boy needed the One Piece, Poseidon, and Pluton just to take down Uranus? Well, I mean, what if you need all of the ancient weapons to get the One Piece in the first place? And if Luffy can get the Mother Flame and, you know, something from Vegapunk, then, you know, maybe he could have it himself. They both have it. Or variations of it. I don't know. That's a lot to do and fill in a story that's nearing its end, though. Chin said entire 1 meter rise is a shout out to Long Island seasonal sea rise changes from year to year. That's a good call out. Everything's connected. The knock-up stream, Longlands, seasonal changes, the Aqualagana. And think about that too. That was all back to back. Knock-up stream, Skypiea. Longland, affected by the tide as well. Water 7, affected by the tide. Enies Lobby. You see the actual effect of what it can do. And everything in the surrounding area, probably because of the Enies Lobby situation in the first place. Where did we go after that? Thriller Bark. Maybe the Florian Triangle. Things get lost because they fall into holes that can't be seen because of the fog. The Florian Triangle was also created by the Mother Flame. The archipelago is able to survive because it's a living, breathing island, so it's able to adjust to the tide. Oh boy. I think we just cooked on that. Charlie Day chalkboard, it's all connected, man. Yeah. Yeah. That's solid. It's just what was destroyed in Paradise to cause all of that. Chin said Nami's gonna figure all of this out. I would love that. Like, I would absolutely love that if this was like a Nami thing to figure out. Like, please. Good thing Momo didn't open the borders. Maybe they would have been affected by this as well. That's an interesting point. Yeah. I want to see what happened to Empty Bluffs, because that seems like an island that would like get flooded. Is Wano opening going to cause even more flooding? That's an idea. Wano being so tall was a defense against the rising waters. Carl. Joy Boy and the continent pullers had to take the allied nations and put them on top of the mountain. It was the only protection against the ancient weapon, Uranus. Because of the flooding. Yep. That's it. You know, I talked about that in the recent video that I'm editing, but I've got to add in the flooding angle now. Noah's starting to make a lot more sense now too. Yeah, well, I mean that's always been associated with some sort of a flood, obviously. But I mentioned it earlier, but I've said that the Great Cleansing. I've always said that the Great Cleansing was a flood. But now we get the actual reasoning behind the flood. The floods are created by the usage of the ancient weapons. And it's almost like an atomic bomb. The flooding and all of this is like the nuclear fallout affecting all of the surrounding areas. I think on a meta level, like Oda's trying to make a reference to that in some way. Especially with, we got our boy Einstein over here, and then Emu is the Oppenheimer. But then, how do you unflood? I mean, that's the question. I'm not talking about movies, Jin. I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about people in real life. Just because there's a products from studios that I am striking against that have similar named properties have no reference to what I'm talking about. Jonathan Lovelace said, well, Japan gets earthquakes and tsunamis. Yep. And there you have it. Exactly. How's the strike going? Making progress. There was a meeting that was held last Friday. But it was basically a meeting about having a meeting almost. A couple months ago, the DGA made a deal. And because the DGA made a deal, the AMPTP, the organization that, you know, the producers and everything that we're striking against, basically like in the meeting, well, hey, the DGA did this, so, you know, you have to take what they took. If the DGA just struck, I think we wouldn't be on strike. If it was the three of us, SAG, WGA, and the DGA, I think it would have been over. But they folded. But we're not, so we're still striking. Because we're saying, no, we don't want what the DGA took, even though they took it and accepted it. So who knows when this is going to end. Let's see. Skype is another form of escaping the water. I mean, if Skypea was, you know, just turned out as like, you know, say Shiki's fruit or something similar or whatever, like all of the Sky Islands were made because of the ancient weapons, and it's like, well, if we go into the sky, we won't have to deal with the flooding. There's a possibility for that, you know. We owe everything there is to desire, right? So someone imagined it. We're going to put islands in the sky, and then they've been up there ever since. Do I think the 9 Vice Admirals end up like the Flying Six? We should hope that they end up like the Flying Six. My worry is that they end up like the Numbers. Completely unmemorable, uninteresting, and unnecessary. Oof. What about going to space? I mean, that would be the big twist to this arc. You know, that it all... Like, the way we actually get away is by going to space. Like, it's not out of the question. And Oda might be even more inclined to do it because, you know, hey, aliens are real, guys. Which, of course they were. The universe is a big place. Why would we be the only life forms? Let's see here. And with that, I think I'll start winding down, guys. I don't know what else there is to say about this one, but I know what I'm going to focus on when I do the analysis. And yeah, I mean, is there anything else interesting that people have been talking about this week about the chapter? Caribou escape with the scientists? That's an interesting take. I think he might have escaped with the Blackbeard pirates. That would be more interesting. Even though I still want him to be connected to Cross Guild rather than Blackbeard, but it's almost cleaner if it's Blackbeard. Shout out to Carl. Said keep up the great content, bro. Appreciate you. Keep up the heat.
Savage.
Always great takes. Am I going to react to 1072? Absolutely. We should be getting Giant Luffy. So we'll be there Saturday night. I like reacting to the chapters late nights because then I don't have to stop. Like, you know, we were doing it where I was watching the episodes after reading the chapter, but it kind of takes me out of the chapter and then I have to like get back into the chapter to film the video. So I like the idea of just not doing that, you know? So the last couple of episodes we've watched Saturday night, like a half an hour after it drops. So, you know, everybody can already watch it or watch it with somebody else and then come through afterwards. $10.71, a lot of Orochi. Too much Orochi. And I, you know, the more I thought about 1071, like there's a lot of it that I like, but you know, and I mean, we touched on it a little bit when we were watching the episode, but some of the pacing was, and you know, this is so crazy to say, it was too fast. You know, a lot of things that occurred that are, you know, really great moments, things that are being made, you know, that merchandise is being made for, right, was just sped past. Like, they really should have made moments out of, like, you know, the eye popping and all kinds of different elements. But I really loved the, you know, the back and forth with the Gorosei and like the explanation of Nika. Like, that was incredible. And the bouncing back of the Boro breath was kind of sloppy. I talked about that. I just went back to 1044 just to, because I never actually went back to the chapter to look at everything. Yeah, they pretty much adapted the entire chapter of 1044 in that one episode, which is better than, you know, some of the pacing that they've done. And then 1045 is, that's when we're gonna start getting to the peak. Like, that's, yeah, we're gonna get Giant Luffy, you know, like, this is gonna be, I'm excited for 1072. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, we're gonna watch that. Again, we've got Mr. Morge on Sunday. I think we're doing an hour later than normal, so it'll be like 10 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. EST. I think we're gonna do that. Let's see. DK said, no, let's do another hour or two. Well, we can talk more about it, you know, in the analysis in the comments there and on the Discord. Yes, you mean 1:15 p.m. EST. Reset matchups for the fights. I actually talked about that a little bit before. I went into it because I was just having fun with the vice admirals, and so I named all the vice admirals pretty much. Actually, I didn't give. I just called him Frankie's uncle, but I didn't give him a name. I'm inclined to go Frunkle, but I already have Fake Drake as Frake, so I can't do that. What are some popular Frankies in media? I mean, we could call him Stein. If Frankie is Frank, you know, the Frank part, then his uncle is Stein. Or call him Sinatra. DK said, don't forget, Randy is selling some of his figures online. Check the description before it's all gone. Yes, and I've put new ones up too. So the description's below. Appreciate you. DK already got some. Again, if you let me know that you're purchasing any, then I will personalize stuff. But yeah, I want Frankie to fight his Uncle Stein here. Doberman and Sanji. Or Frake and Sanji, I don't know. But I want Kizaru and Zoro, Saturn and Luffy, Doll and Robin. The old like Bakin looking woman is definitely Usopp's opponent, Mannequin. I really wanted Skunkman to fight Frankie, but now that I see like Stein, it's kind of that. So I don't know who Skunkman fights, but yeah, maybe it's Chopper or something, and then Gillichin and Brooke. I don't know. The guy who looks like Babanuki, Kabanuki. Jinbei. Or maybe it's Jinbei and the orc looking guy. I didn't give him a name. He looks like he's part of a heavy metal band. Or just a rocker. Let's call him Coop. Yeah, he's Coop. Nunu Baki. That's pretty good. Is Kizaru full villain mode? I mean, he's lazy, so I don't know if he'll ever be full anything. But I do need Zoro versus Kizaru. Maybe it's a bit underwhelming, but I'd love to see a duo Zoro-Sanji versus Kizaru. Also to highlight how Luffy's crew is built different. King and Queen were annihilated by Green Bull, so Zoro-Sanji would trash Kizaru. I mean, unless Kizaru is built different. And that's what I would prefer to see. Does this siege remind me of anything? What are you getting at in particular, Chin? Carl said, I have a feeling Kizaru is going to be a monster. I need him to be a monster. The story demands it. This is the guy that really put the Straw Hats in a corner. Made it necessary for them to split up. This is either the redemption for that or the 2.0 of that, and then there's 3 beats of it across the entire story where they got backed into a corner, they had to flee. They get backed into a corner again, they have to flee again, and then they come back and then they actually trash him. Or they got backed into a corner once, and then never again. What Oda decides, that's up to him, but, you know, see what happens. Unless the trick is all Sabati enemies become allies, we got the Pacifista and Sentamar. I do not want Kizaru to become an ally. I think we've had enough changed over allies. I mean, look at Lucci in the last panel looking like he's part of the crew. I'm not a fan of that. And as much as I love Impel Down, it's a top 3 story arc for me. Bring back those villains, put them on the... Like, it was fun and inventive then. Constantly doing it downplays the effectiveness of fights later on. Kizaru needs to stay evil so that we believe that there's a powerful threat for our crew at some point in the future. It's also why I'm okay with the Holy Knights being a thing, because it creates a faction of powerful people for us to fight that aren't going to turn against the government. Because they are the government. Oh. Let's see. Chin said, I mean, Marineford was a siege to save Ace by Whitebeard. Took almost everything from the Navy to stop Whitebeard. This one siege is to reclaim Egghead Island and its tech Mother Flame and weapons, but it's only 1/3 of the Navy. I'm not getting Marineford vibes yet. It's still very archipelago to me. He needs to kick someone in light speed to show us how strong he is. Yeah, bring back that Drake kick. Matt B said, Kizaru wasn't ever really evil. He's just following orders to the letter and nothing more. Yeah, but I mean, that's still pretty evil, though. He's saying, all right, Like, I'm just doing what I'm told. Like, that's it. And I would love to have a character that doesn't grow from that. It's just like, hey, look, I don't care if this is wrong. This is my job. I got a family to feed. Could you imagine we just get the egghead incident is over and we just see Kizaru go home and like he's like murdered a bunch of people and everything, kisses his wife, says hi to his his kids, takes a nap. But clock hits 5 p.m. mid-fight and Kizaru just leaves. That's some Kizaru energy right there. Like, sorry guys, I'm off the clock. They're not paying me overtime, so I'm done. See you guys next time. I could see that. The other thing too is, what happened to the Kuma at Marijoa? Because according to this, that was a day ago. What did he do? Did he make it up? Is he gone now? I don't know. If by 9 a.m. he'll still fight and I'll join again. Hopefully we do get Luffy's first interaction with the Gorosei on the phone, said Jacob. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, let's have that happen. I want to know why it was necessary for Saturn to come with as well, but I mean, it's also, if anything, it's got to parallel the Charlos of it all. So Charlos was weak and dumb and all that, and he was a celestial dragon, and then here we have a celestial dragon that's actually, built different. So we got to set up those guys as endgame level threats too. How do I think Crocodile reacted to his Seraphim? I think he'd be like really upset that his DNA was used in that way. And I need to see that. Show me Croc. Luffy calling out the Gorosei like Big Mom would be peak. That's what I thought was... That's what I said earlier. I was like, this is the first time that the Straw Hats are actually even aware of the Gorosei. They're hearing them on the phone talking to York. They've never interacted. We always see those 5 old men in a room, but it's never something that's been brought up to them. Now they're hearing them. Luffy should... This is the, the highest authority in the world. This is where he needs to grab that snail and say what needs to be said. Shout out to Tyreek Smith. Appreciate it. Said a bit late, but do you think the world government flooded the planet? Absolutely. And I've thought that for years, since we were shown the Noah back in Fishman Island. A DK said he bought the Odin figure. Nice. Trent said DK sweeping all Randy's. I'll get that out to you soon, man. Walk to Marijoa. Need that. Yeah, I need Robin confronting them about O'Hara. Let's be honest, if Luffy gets on the phone with Saturn, he's not going to have a single clue he's talking to. Yeah, but he's not going to have a clue. He didn't have a clue he was talking to when he spoke to Big Mom either. It's just, I'm Luffy. I'm going to be king of the pirates. If you want smoke, I have it for you. I don't care who you are. Oh, your name is Saturn? Cool. I'm Luffy. Whatever. So. Oh wow, Yamil bought the Soba mask? That's a really cool one, Yamil. That one's nice. I want to hear Luffy in a job interview. It'd be like, so Luffy, what do you think you can bring to this company? Luffy would be like, I'm Luffy. I'm the king of the pirates. What are you bringing to my company? This is my company now. Ooh, I like that, Jin. So Jin said that Blackbeard hijacks the call the moment Luffy says he's going to be king of the pirates. And then it's a three-way call, and it's Luffy and Blackbeard arguing with each other over both. They're going to be the king of the pirate. That's the way to escalate it. So it's not the same thing that he did with Big Mom. Yeah. And then the Gorosei are just listening to these two people bickering about being the pirate king. And they're all just sweating and getting pissed in Marijoa. Like, get off the call. Like, this is not... And then that would be really fun. What are the food benefits at this company? Need the Gorosei being utterly shocked that this 19-year-old is addressing them so disrespectfully. Yes, exactly. And then Buggy chimes in. Oh, please. Please. And then we cut to Shanks, right? And he's listening, but he doesn't get in. He's just tapping the call. That's what would have, like, that right there, that's what would have justified this button for 1089. But, all right. It's a Yang call. Oh, man. Yeah. We're cooking, guys. We're cooking. We're cooking. Oh man. I'm gonna but I'm gonna run though, guys. I want to eat something. Gotta get to work on this this video. Appreciate everybody that's picking up the figures. Appreciate everybody that's been supporting the store also. Everything. And we'll get a video out by tomorrow, hopefully, on this chapter. That would be the goal. So look out for that. Now that I've got a new computer, I'm going to get back to work on some of the other videos that were lagging on the old computer. So reassemble Joy Boy, Cross-Guild Davy back. And I also want to do Math Piece. So those are the things that are on the docket when they come out. But I got stuff in the works. This week, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, we could probably get back to Chainsaw Man because it wouldn't crash now. Appreciate for the luck on the strike, Reese. And I can talk to Morge about Chainsaw Man too. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not caught up. I'm sure he is. But yeah. But I think I did know that he was a fan of that. Barry said, thank you as always, Randy. This has been an awesome weekend. Thanks to you and this community. This has been an awesome weekend because of you guys. Last night was great. Even though, you know, I had some complaints about the episode and everything, just sharing it with you guys was peak. One Piece is my peak. This community is my peak. We are on the cruise. We're on the cruise, guys. And I'm glad you guys are on it with me. We are. Yep. Later, guys.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.